Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people and peepettes, welcome to the Breaking and Entering podcast, proudly presented by Premium. Please have you with us for our Week 6 NFL preview show. Ed, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing real good. We gonna find out why in a minute here too.
Uh-oh, okay.
Yeah, let's get
All right,
started. Just opening the drive though, shall we?
got you.
Browns quarterback Shador Sanders will serve as the backup QB number 2 on Sunday. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Bucky Irving are all out versus the 49ers. The NFL is reviewing the concussion protocol for Giants quarterback Jackson Dart after he left Thursday night's game versus Philly. Jets linebacker Jermaine Johnson will play versus Denver after missing 3 games with an injured ankle. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones will not appeal his $250,000 fine for flicking off fans last Sunday at MetLife Stadium, and the Browns have traded cornerback Greg Newsome to the Jaguars in exchange for cornerback Tyson Campbell.
All right, everyone, we witnessed a strange outcome at MetLife Stadium Thursday night. The Giants took down the Eagles 34 to 17. My father, he will be so proud, not because his team beat the Eagles, but because they finally won a primetime game. I remember he used to always say um, they could win a few day games here and there, but those night games never went in their favor. But not on Thursday night. The Giants were able to come out on top with the victory because of clean football, dominant rushing attack, and they won the turnover battle. Felt like old school football to me. The highlights that I watched um, seems to be the formula for New York to win games. You know, the 2 games that they won this season. I'm going to show y'all some clips on the screen later. Um, the key to the Giants on all three of their scores was Scadabo's his first touchdown. It was on second and goal. His second touchdown was on first and goal, and his third touchdown was on first and goal. The lack of red zone efficiency has plagued this team over the years. Even earlier this season, I remember when Russ was in there and they could not get, I think, a single yard on first and goal in one of those games. But when you can avoid those third and fourth and goals, it goes a long way. And they did in each of those three Scatterbo touchdown runs. Philadelphia, they seem to have fed AJ Brown a bit more. That's been the talk of the town heading into this game. But again, the turnovers, sacks, and defensive breakdowns Thursday night costed them the game. AJ Dillon, he had one carry, um, ended with a fumble. Saquon Barkley, he had some production, but yet again, he was held under 90 rushing yards. That's every game for him this season, um, compared to 5 total last year, where he was held under 90 yards rushing. So yeah, in the end, Philadelphia struggled in road divisional games under Nick Sirianni. They're now 6-7 in these games. Ed, your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I was pleasantly surprised and thoroughly enjoying this game. I texted you early in this game. I think the Giants were up 13-3, saying I hope the Giants stomp the Eagles. At one point, the Eagles did come back. Score was 13-10. I was thinking to myself, oh, well, there goes the Giants' chances. But like you said, things happen. Brian Burns, I think he's tied with Nick Bonito, your boy, for leading sacks, 7 on the year so far. Cam Scatterbo, dude was out there looking like Mike Allstott, trucking
Yes.
guys, getting tough yards, just doing whatever he needed to do to help his team win. And Jackson Dart, same way. He was making extended plays with his legs, finding Wandale Robinson, hit Theo Johnson a couple times. The Giants played a pretty good game. Even the defense, like I said, Brian Burns, but the cornerback Flop, I believe his name was able to pick off Jalen Hurts, almost returned it for a touchdown. I think he returned it about 68 yards. So overall, good win for the Giants. They played this Eagles team twice in 3 weeks, so they'll see them again in a couple weeks. I'm not sure the outcome of that game will be the same. Landon Dickerson, one of the linemen for the Eagles, he was out. Jalen Carter, one of the D linemen for the Eagles, he was out, and we saw in that Cowboys game when Jalen Carter's out, it's like the defensive line just changes. He has a lot of. You could say he's one of their most important players on the defense, but you could definitely tell there's a difference when he's not on the field. They certainly missed the Giants. Excuse me, the Eagles certainly missed a guy like Darius Slay because after Quinyon Mitchell went out with that hamstring injury early in the game, seems like the DBs for the Eagles had a tough time. Ringo, his name comes to mind. Either they were getting beat or just pass interference or just wasn't a good look out there. Definitely missed some veteran presence out there like a Darius Slay without Quinyon Mitchell out there. So definitely interested to see how the Eagles look going forward. They're on a 2-game losing streak right now. And as far as the Giants, honestly, I kind of wonder how long Jackson Stark and his play style will last because
Yeah.
he took some hits last night. There was that concussion scare he took where he was laying down on the ground for a second there. They had to put Russell Wilson in the game. Um, and Brian Dayball was like, Lord have mercy. He ran into the damn tent to see, can we please get him back out here? Because we're gonna lose this damn game with Russell Wilson. And I feel so bad for Russ, but he came out there. Him and his wide receiver wasn't on the same page. He threw a ball. Wide receiver, it pretty much landed at his feet. Wide receiver kept running. He didn't know what was going on. You could hear the crowd booing. So yeah, it's Russ's time in New York is definitely over. I won't be surprised if James gets out there next time if Jackson Dart goes down. But I'm curious to see how long Jackson Dart can last right now because he's been taking some hits as he definitely seems to be a scrambler. So I wonder how long that'll last before he kind of changes up a little bit, tries to stay in the pocket more, get rid of the ball more before his body starts to break down because he's going against some grown men now. Also, I kind of feel the same with Cam Scatterbo. He's a back, so he's more used to that punishment, but he's had such a bruiser style already. I wonder how long he can last in the league playing like that. But it's real effective right now. He's definitely got the juice. There was one play he trucked Zach Bond. I was like, damn, oh, this dude out here hitting for real. And I was kind of like, we'll see. Each game though, as I seen Cam Scatterbo play, I was like, yeah, okay, that's a good play there. Good play there. Definitely showed out tonight. So he's definitely looking like a piece of the future for the Giants. So overall, good win for the Giants. We'll see how it goes going forward, but good win for the Giants. It's a great momentum to build off after that Saints game where Jackson Dart had a few turnovers. So good for them.
All right, everyone. Another great NFC showdown as two 4-1 teams battle it out at Raymond James Stadium Sunday afternoon, 49ers and Bucks. I'm interested in seeing what you got to think about this one.
Yeah, man, I think this could be one of the games of the week. Honestly, I think it'll be a high-scoring affair just because the Bucks' defense so far this year has been really good. The pass rush can't really speak too much of, and they got injuries in the secondary. They got injuries all over, but the injuries in the secondary, I think if Mac Jones is healthy enough, he can make some things happen even without Ricky Pearsall and George Kittle. I mean, he got Christian McCaffrey to do it all type back. Definitely can make some things happen. But I'm gonna lean towards the Bucks in this game. I still think, even though, yeah, the Bucks are a favorite, excuse me, but I'm leaning towards the Bucks in this game. Baker Mayfield so far has been playing on the MVP level. I think him and Dak so far have been the two best quarterbacks as far as production. Give me the Bucks in this one. I think it'll be a high scoring affair. I think in high 20s, maybe low to mid 30s. Emeka Buka, I'm expecting another, good performance from him. I'm expecting Baker Mayfield to extend plays with his legs, get a couple of yards scrambling as well. And the Bucks come out there winning this one. I think it will be whoever commits less turnovers and penalties too. 49ers, in my opinion, favors that, but back Mac Jones, Baker Mayfield. I'll give Baker Mayfield the slight scale. Give me the Bucks in the close one, but I think it's going to be a high scoring affair. I think Christian McCaffrey and the rest of the guys out there for the 49ers going to make it a game. Fred Warner might make a play or two here or there, but give me the Bucks in this one. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, so the 49ers, they've dominated this series over the years, 21 wins versus 7 losses against the Bucks. It's not necessarily about the past, obviously. It's about right now. San Fran's coming in with the 5th rank offense overall. Surprisingly, they rank number 1 in passing offense. So I'm interested to see how Kendrick Bourne will respond. He's coming off a monster game last week, mac and cheese. He's going to get the start, it looks like, again for San Francisco. That's good for number 84. They have chemistry from their time when they used to play with the Patriots in the Northeast region of the country. They'll need every bit of offense, in my opinion, to keep up with Bake and Abuka. These two, they've connected 25 times, 400 yards, over 400 yards, 5 touchdowns on the season. I know Godwin, Evans, and Bucky Irvin are out, but we know this number 6 and number 2 combo has been really deadly when they've connected, even last week as well against a good Seattle defense. My players to watch though, Vita Vea and Hassan Reddick, they only got 3 combined sacks, but pressure could be enough to force some errant throws, in my opinion, by Mac Jones, and some of their defenders on the back end could come down for interception or two. Um, I think this game could come down to who has the ball last. I do though put my trust in the Bucks as well. But the San Francisco defense, I think, will keep it interesting as well.
Gotcha. Both got the Bucks in this game. Let's see who we got in this next game coming up. The Bears are coming into DC to take on my Commanders. Brandon, what are your thoughts about this one?
Yeah, some folks are calling this the Hail Mary game rematch or something like that. I'm not buying it, in my opinion, unless Caleb Williams can play like he did against the Cowboys week 3. I think Washington will take this one. The run game is slowly starting to develop for the Commanders. They are now, I believe, the number 1 ranked rushing attack, averaging over 5 yards per carry. I feel like even if Terry McLaurin and Noah Brown are not back, I think y'all can control the clock and get this W. One guy I think on the Bears that will give y'all some fits though is Roma Dunze. He and Caleb, they've been connecting on big plays all season long. Case in point, they've got 14 yards per carry for him, and he's tied for second in the league in receiving touchdowns with 5. He has a 6'3" frame. I think that's going to give Sanger Still and Trey Amos fits the entire game. I think that will be a lethal combination there for the Bears. But those tight ends are also 2 guys I keep an eye out for: Cole Komet and Colston Loveland. Last I knew, Loveland was questionable, but we know your linebackers have struggled all season. You made that very you've been very vocal about that, and now you bring in 2 good tight ends as well. They haven't had the best statistical um, start to the season, so it might be more motivation for them against struggling linebackers that y'all have on your roster. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Commanders. I give them an 11-point victory at home. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Bears are coming off the bye, so they should be, refreshed and healthy, ready to go, coming off a 2-game win streak as well. Of course, they beat the Cowboys. Then they scraped by against the Raiders. So I think it'll be a tough one, but honestly, I'm leaning towards my Commanders as well, even though I feel like the Bears are definitely motivated to play this game. As you mentioned, the Hail Mary revenge game. What's his name? Tyreek Stevenson, I think his name is. Sorry if I got your name wrong, sir. I'm sure he'll be motivated to play after the bonehead, waving at the crowd, acting like the game was over. But like you said, man, that running game, hopefully we run the ball a lot more than we did last week. I think total carries is about 28 through between all the rushers. That's including Jaden Daniels. I want to see at least 30 rushing attempts from all our running backs, not including Jaden Daniels. Run the ball, keep Caleb off the field. He'll probably little bit more motivated to play just because he's coming home. He's from the DMV area, so I'm sure we have a bunch of fans and family out there rooting for him. But like I said, run the ball. Bill come off a great game. Jeremy McNichols, Chris Rodriguez, do your thing, and let's not turn the ball over. Jaden Daniels, no interceptions, no fumbles. Same for the running backs, and hopefully, our defensive line this year has been quite surprising. When we play teams whose offensive line is a little shaky, we kind of dominate them. We got about 15 sacks right now in a year. Deron Payne's been playing pretty well, applying pressure, and we kind of have not been giving up too much running attacks. You mentioned those linebackers of mine, Frankie Louvu, the great Bobby Wagner. Please keep Caleb Williams contained because he can run. They were showing a play, I think it was against the Cowboys, somebody, he reached like 21 miles per hour. So the dude's got some wheels. He can definitely take off. Hopefully we have a spy on him at all times. Keep everything in front of him. and get after him, because I don't want to see, like you mentioned, those tight ends. I don't want to see DJ Moore. I don't want to see their rookie. I think he's out of Texas, Luther Burton, I believe his name is. I don't see none of those guys go off. It's same with Roma Dunze. I think it'll be a little closer just because sometimes the Commanders have a thing where we play to the level of competition. Not saying that the Bears are a bad team, but I don't think they're a great team or even a good team. I think they're like average right now, middle of the pack. And we have the potential to be a good team, even with the defense we got, secondary linebackers. But if we can play at the potential I think we should win this game. I just don't know. I think a defense, particularly linebackers, secondary, Mike Sanger still has been playing well. I need to see more from Marshawn Lattimore. It just seems like something happened. He got old real fast. I don't know what it is. Every time you make it's like somebody makes a trade from a guy who was a guy in one team. He goes to the other team and he just gets old all of a sudden, or he loses all his mojo. That first or second half of the season, Marshawn Lattimore was like a breath of fresh air for us, dealing with Benjamin St. Juice and guys like that, Emmanuel Forbes. But this year it's like guys are throwing the ball at him. He's getting passes caught on, or he's getting pass interference. So I'm hoping it's not a long day for him. Hopefully the defensive line can complement the secondary, get some pressure on Caleb Williams, make him make bad decisions, bad throws, and we come out here with a victory. But I'm leaning towards us to win this game too. I think Jaden Daniels will have a good game out there. I think there could be a little rivalry. I mean, damn, how many times are we going to play the Bears? We played them last year. I can't remember. I know we played them in 2023 because they blew us the hell out. But damn, how many times are we going to play the Bears? They ain't in our division. God damn. Can we another 2-3 years before we play them again? Jesus. But yeah, give me the Commanders in this one. Lord have mercy. All right. Next game, we got the Rams at the Ravens. This is one of the games where one of the highest, spreads for the Rams. I think they're favored by 7.5 points, Brandon. Might be a long day. Another game without Lamar Jackson. Cooper Rush is going to be in there. Y'all made some trades. You traded away Owe, a 10-sack guy last year. I think that was a shock to the locker rooms, specifically on the defensive side. Like, whoa, they're trying to do something here. I feel like that might be a positive for I'm feeling like that way now. They go on the field, who knows what happens. But I feel like the defense got to play better, right? I mean, they realize now, damn, we might get shipped out of here with the way it's going now. Mike Green, I think y'all got another rookie D lineman, but I'm looking at y'all guys now. Y'all got more opportunities to play, more snaps for y'all. I'm looking for, Mike Green, you a second-round pick, so they kind of hoping that you come out there and do something now. I'm looking for you to go out there, but you got Matt Stafford coming to town. Puka Nacua has been killing it so far this year. Kyron Williams, a really good back. I'm not even going to mention Devontae Adams. I think that secondary might have a long day if y'all can't get pressure on Matt Stafford. And I like the Rams defense a little too. I think they're going to get after Cooper Rush and company. I'm hoping Zay Flowers kind of bounces back, has a game like he did against the Bills, but I just don't know. I think Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, Kobe Durant, the Rams are going to be pretty disruptive out there. It might be kind of like how it was at Texas, where they jump out on y'all early, and that's just the game. I kind of see it going like that again. So I'm leaning towards the Rams in this one. I think the defense will play a little bit better. I think Cooper Rush will play a little bit better. I think he had 3 interceptions last game. But I don't know. Unless Derrick Henry, they give Derrick Henry ball, he goes for 30 and 275 yards, 4 touchdowns. Probably going to be a long day out there for y'all. So give me the Rams. Brandon, what you think, though?
So usually I give y'all about 2 to 5 players on the opposing team that I'm concerned about. This time the list is way longer. Let's start with the quarterback, Matthew Stafford, Kyron Williams at the running back position, both wide receivers, Puka and Devontae, the tight ends. Let me not forget about the third wide receiver, Tutu Atwell. Both tight ends there. On the defensive side of the ball, Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Jared Verse, and Cam Carroll. Cam Carroll. And honestly, I left out a few guys. It's just a lot of guys. It's a loaded roster. I think each and every last one of those guys can have a career day on Sunday against my Ravens. Unfortunately, I would say that a potential rainstorm heading towards the DMV on Sunday is going to benefit us because they're a dome team. But then again, I thought back to them going to Philly last year. It was snowing, and they went toe to toe with the Eagles. Um, I can't even give us an advantage there. My hopes that we can run the ball successfully. Um, we need at least two takeaways because that might be our only chance to, you know, make something out of this game. In my opinion, hopefully our front seven can create some pressure, and a ball slip through the hands of one of their premier wide receivers into one of our defensive back hands. Hell, something. We just need something, man. All I know, can't have any bonehead penalties, no false starts at home, okay? No illegal procedures, no offsides at home, okay? Encroachments at home. And I say all these because those are the type of penalties you should not have at home, but we definitely can't have it against a Sean McVay coach team who can take advantage of those type of penalties and turn it into scores, um, later on. So it looks like Alohi Gilman, he's going to start in the place of Malachi Starks. The last thing I was seeing, I hope he's ready, because this back seven is definitely going to be tested in this game against these premier wide receivers. So a couple things that I need John Harbaugh, our head coach, and both our coordinators keep an eye out for. Number one, limit Ruben Lowry his snaps. He's a rookie, and certainly been playing like one. I mean, he was getting beat left and right against the Houston Texans. So let's try not to have him out there that much. Number two, no defensive back blitzes. They kind of got away from it last week. We didn't see too many of it, but this is another one of those teams where the wide receivers are too good to be leaving man to man, um, with one less defender back on the back end. Okay, we need to figure out some way else to get back home. Whether you send in all three linebackers, send whoever in the front seven, send them. Do not send those defensive back blitzes, especially in obvious passing situations. Zach or him. I don't know why our defense coordinators are notorious for that. It just drives me crazy. And number three, help this offensive line, please. They can't pass block. They can't run block, can't open any lanes, any rushing lanes. They have absolutely no push. Note Boom, who's been filling in for Ronnie Stanley, he needs to go look at a notebook, okay? Something, because he is pathetic, okay? Daniel Falele, he's right there with him. He just is damn bad, okay? It's bad. Voorhees is another one. There's three guys on the offensive line that are killing us, and they're making even Linderbaum and Rosengarten even have bad games here and there. It's just bad. So every week we know there seems to be an upset. We had one on Thursday night when the Giants beat the Eagles. I can only hope for a miracle, something, a sign from the Lord or something that we can pull this one out against the Rams, and give them the third loss of the season. But I'm not counting on it. I'm going with Los Angeles in this one. Unfortunately, I think we're going to limp into the bye week. Um, losers of four straight games, I believe it'll be at that point. Yeah, I'm going with the Rams.
All right.
All right, everyone. This episode is brought to you by Premium, a CBD and health wellness company. Check out their full line of CBD infused products, which make great stocking stuffers for the upcoming holiday season. Perfect for athletes, weekend warriors, soccer moms, and even armchair quarterbacks. They have CBD infused honey, which is a personal favorite of mine, as well as tinctures in mint and regular flavor. Most importantly, they are veteran and women owned, so come get some of this sweet temptation and taste the premium difference. Use code B&E for 15% off your order. Their website is www.premium.com. That's PREHEMIUM.com. And now back to our show. Sunday Night Football is going to feature the Detroit Lions and Kansas City Chiefs from Missouri. Ed, I know you'll be excited for Chris Collinsworth to talk all about his boy Mahomes.
Yeah. I'm glad you reminded me of him. Um, yeah, I'm interested to see how this game goes. The Lions are a little bit banged up right now. I believe the Chiefs are favored right now by 2.5 points by Vegas, and it could be possibly because of those injuries that the Lions are dealing with on the defense side of the ball. Cornerback Terry Arnold, he's going to be out. So I'm wondering, Aiden Hutchinson and a D line, they're definitely going to have to, play extra better just to, help that secondary out for the Lions. But I'm still kind of leaning towards the Lions in this one. I think they'll be able to run the ball. I like Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery a lot, and I always think of that game, Jared Goff. I think he was with the Rams when this happened, but the score was like 100 to 102. It wasn't that, but it was a high scoring affair. I think Jared Goff definitely has the tools to make some things happen against this Chiefs defense, who looked pretty suspect against the Jaguars, even though Trevor Lawrence burned them a few times with his legs. I think Jared Goff has the ability to make some things happen, get Amon-Ra St. Brown involved, and come out here with a victory against Kansas City, who could potentially go 2-4, waiting for the return of Rashid Rice. So I'm leaning towards the Lions in this one, but you can't count Mahomes out. I'm sure he's going to be come out ready to play, especially after having that pick six last week. My opinion, that's what cost him the game. So I'm sure he's going to come out there ready to, light hell out there and torch some things. But give me the Lions in this one. I feel like they're going to run the ball, and they're going to keep that Chiefs defense on the field, keep Mahomes off the field, and Aiden Hutchinson will make a play or two that kind of tilts the game in the favor of the Lions. And possibly force Chris Collinsworth to say something bad about Patrick Mahomes. But we'll see. Brandon, what are your thoughts on this one?
Something tells me Detroit's going to come out with a game plan to run the football heavy, kind of like they did against my Ravens, because down 5 defensive backs on IR, another handful of guys in the front end likely be out for this game. They could ill afford to let this Kansas City offense get going. They can't give them any extra possessions, in my opinion. Plus, Kansas City's defense, they like to do whatever they can. And I say this every time we talk about the Chiefs. To confuse that opposing offense and get the quarterback off track, especially pre-snap motions, and have guys moving all over the place. You don't know what type of defense they're going to be in until the snap is taken, and they either drop to man, go to zone, whatever. They're blitzing 8 people and leaving 3 back in coverage. It could be any type of thing. So Golf, he's been efficient with the ball. St. Brown, he's been a touchdown machine, but establishing the run against this KC front again, I think that'll go a long way in this one for the Lions. I'll be watching 2 matchups for sure. Amon-Ra St. Brown versus Trent McDuffie, and then Aiden Hutchinson against the rookie Josh Simmons. Everyone says that Simmons has played really good at the left tackle position for the Chiefs, but has he really faced an edge rusher like Hutchinson this season? I don't really think so. When I went back and looked at the matchups, the only thing close was the 3-headed monster with the Giants, but their secondary was, letting Thornton get all loose so that, Patrick Mahomes getting the ball at his hands quickly. So we'll see how that front offensive line versus defensive line matchup goes. And then as well, again, Amon-Ra St. Brown versus Trent McDuffie. We know McDuffie here doesn't get a lot of passes thrown in his direction. So because he's so good, obviously, so whenever Amon-Ra St. Brown is matched up with Trent McDuffie, it'll be must-see TV for sure. So again, KC is so good at home. I always say this. It's just an extra advantage for them. And we know strange things happen at Arrowhead Stadium, but I feel like the road team in this one is just a few steps ahead of them. I like the Lions as well. I think it'll be a close one. Could be a shootout, but I like the Lions overall. I think they're better than the Chiefs right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. Speaking of, you reminded me. Forgot to mention tight end for the Lions, Sam Laporta. Kind of feel like he might have a good game too. He had a pretty decent game last time the Lions played. So I'm gonna look for Sam Laporta out there. Fantasy reasons too. I got him on my fantasy team. All right, everybody. We got another game in London. Broncos taking on the Jets. Aaron Glenn, Lord help you. Brandon, what are your thoughts on the Broncos and the Jets in London?
All signs to me point to this being a Denver blowout. But I'm gonna try
Mm,
to give y'all a few reasons why some people have hope in the Jets. I don't, but some people can. Uh, Brees Hall, okay, 7th in the league in rushing. coming off his second 100-yard rushing game of the season. He hasn't reached the end zone just yet, surprisingly, but his team desperately needs him to score in this one. I think he's in for another 15 to 20 carries in this game. Garrett Wilson, seventh in the NFL as well, but he's seventh in receiving yards, tied for fifth with 4 touchdowns. He has a knack for the end zone. The question is, will Justin Fields have enough time to get him the ball? Okay. Those are the only reasons why I feel like the Jets may stand a chance. Speaking of Justin Fields, I think he'll be under duress the entire game, damn near the entire game. We got Zach Allen and the league's leading sack man, Nick Bonito. You mentioned him earlier in in our show. He was talking about another pass rusher. He has 7 sacks, entering this game with 7 sacks, and I'm sure that total is going to increase in this one. Plus, Denver is second in points per game allowed. They don't give up a lot of points either. So I didn't even really mention the Denver offense. We know what they can do as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go to Denver Broncos. But with this being an international game, um, I feel like the first 20 to 25 minutes of this game is very critical. It always seems like the team that gets out to the lead first this game. Now the other team tends to come back and maybe tie the game, bring it within 3, make it a little interesting down the stretch in the third and fourth quarter. But usually that team that gets out to that early lead in these international games takes the win. We'll see this one from London, I believe. So yeah, I'm going with the Broncos. I think it'll be a very easy win for them. How do you feel about it?
I feel the same with you. I'm going with the Broncos as well. I just, for some reason, I have a feeling that the Jets are going to make it a little closer than what I expected. They also have the highest, point spread of the week, 7.5 favored by the Broncos. Damn, Brandon, they got the Ravens and I'm sorry, the Broncos and the Jets anyway. Aaron Glenn, he's comes from the Sean Payton coaching tree. So I feel like he's going to be motivated to have those guys ready to play, just going against his former mentor and coach and Sean Payton. So we'll see how that goes. You mentioned Garrett Wilson. I think he's one of the best wide receivers in the league. Unfortunately, he will be covered by Pat Surtain. I think Alan Lazard is going to be out for the Jets as well. So I could definitely see the Broncos doubling Garrett Wilson at times. Surtain's not on him, just try to take him off the map. And we'll see what Justin Fields can do. He's going to make some plays with his legs, but eventually he's going to have to throw the ball. I'm going to see Mason Taylor. He had a pretty good game last week, even though they were kind of coming back. It was against the Dolphins. I mean, so we'll see. But I kind of see Mason Taylor, his name being called a lot, the rookie tight end for the Jets. I just feel like the defense for the Jets has been so bad, and Aaron Glenn is a defensive-minded coach. I feel like for some reason the defense, they haven't had a takeover yet. They don't have any interceptions. They're 32nd in that field interceptions. They don't have any. I feel like this could be the games, Bo Nix, even though last year he kind of found his stride coming into the middle of the season. I kind of have a feeling they might force a turnover this game, make something happen. But overall, I kind of agree with you on all your points. Broncos are going to be able to run the ball because the Jets, which surprised me this year, have not been able to stop the run. I think RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins, even Bo Nix is going to have some runs on there, gash the Jets. Third down comes along, Jets won't be able to get off the field, and the Broncos will win this game. But for some reason, I think the Jets can kind of cover this one. The spread. But I'm leaning towards the Broncos to win this one. Um, I won't be surprised if they have to get the ball last and come down the field and win on the game winning drive for Bo Nix. I don't know why I'm feeling like that. Maybe because it's a London game and crazy shit seems to happen with these international games. Early game too. I gotta set my alarm 6:25 a.m. to wake up and try to watch this one. It's a 6:30 game on the West Coast. But all in all, though, I'm leaning towards the Broncos to win this one. So yeah, so give me the Broncos as well.
Got you. All right. Several other week 6 games on the docket. We've got Cardinals at Colts, Chargers at Dolphins, New England at New Orleans, Cleveland at Pittsburgh, Cowboys at Panthers, Seahawks at Jags. The late window will feature Titans and Raiders, Bengals at Packers, as well as Monday Night Football with the Bills and Falcons. Ed, you've got some downtime on Sunday because your team doesn't play till Monday night. Which of these games you'll be looking forward to watching?
I'm gonna be looking at the Cardinals and Colts game. What will the Cardinals do? I think Kyler Murray's out, Jacoby Brissett's in, 3 straight losses with game-winning field goals. Also, Marvin Harrison is going to Indianapolis where his dad played for the Colts. So I'm wondering if he'll have some extra motivation to go out there and make some magic happen. Definitely going to looking towards that game. The Packers Bengals game, just because Joe Flacco, my boy Joe Flacco, he beat the Packers with the Browns. He has the opportunity to do the same thing with the Bengals. Do I think that will happen? No, but you never knows what happens. You got to play the game to win the game. Cowboys Panthers, man. The Panthers, Rico Dotto coming off the damn game of his life against the Dolphins. I'm sure he's going to want to try to do the same thing against the Cowboys, but the Cowboys offense isn't as, they're not the Dolphins. Let's put it that way. So definitely want to see how that game shakes out. Seahawks at Jag. I think that could be another potential game of the week as well. I really like how the Seahawks are playing. Jags have been pretty impressive, shocking to me, 4-1 as well. So looking at that one, and then another game with Dylan Gabriel at the helms. See how he does against a division rival in Pittsburgh. Miles Garrett loves to play against Pittsburgh. He loves to play against the Watt brother out there, TJ, to prove he's the best. So definitely want to see how that game goes. And then another game I'm gonna be looking at all these games, but just the ones that pique my interest a lot right now is the Saints and the Patriots game. We all see the hype that Drake made and the New England team got after they beat the Bills, upset them. Want to see if the Saints can come off their win against the Giants. See if Spencer Rattler can put two together as the Patriots come to town. So we'll see how that goes. What about you, Brandon? Which games you got your interest the most?
Yeah, Cardinals, Colts. Will Arizona get blown out, or will they lose another heartbreaker? 'Cause we know the Colts have been really blowing some teams out this year, surprisingly. So it can go either way, in my opinion. Cleveland at Pittsburgh, classic AFC North rivalry, got a new wrinkle to it. We've got Dylan Gabriel versus Aaron Rodgers. I'm pulling for the Browns, actually, believe it or not, or a tie. A tie would be awesome. Okay, we need a tie. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, please. Seahawks and Jags, as you mentioned, that's going to be a sneaky good game. An interesting quarterback matchup. We got Trevor Lawrence versus Sam Darnold, and we got two really good defenses as well. We got to see will this Jacksonville defense continue to force turnovers. It may be easy against Sam Darnold. We know he's been generous with the ball, especially in high pressure situations late in the game. He's been really generous with the football. Okay, Bengals at Packers. I got 3 words: Go Pack, go. All right, and then Titans and Raiders. Tennessee will likely win their second straight, y'all. The Raiders, man, they came out good in week 1, and they just haven't been much since, in my opinion. I think Pete Carroll's going to keep chewing that gum to the unemployment line.
All right, let's get into our parlays of the week. Each week, man, I feel like it's getting tougher and tougher for me to pick a parlay, but I'm gonna try to get it done this week. Last week was an absolute fail. Thanks, Miami. Thanks, Buffalo. Damn clowns. So for this week, you know what? I really don't like betting on my team. I just rather just watch them play and live with the results. But give me the Commanders over the Bears. Sorry, Brandon. Give me the Rams over the Ravens. Even though I'm taking the Colts over the Cardinals, I just think they're on the road right now. The Jacoby Brissett's in, so give me the Colts over the Cardinals. Give me the Packers over the Bengals, and give me the Chargers over the Dolphins. So give me the Commanders, the Rams, the Colts, the Packers, and the Chargers. Brandon, what do you got for your parlay of the week?
Broncos country, let's ride. I got Denver over the New York Jets, the Titans over the Raiders. As I mentioned, Cam Ward will likely get his second straight win there, and I think it is on the road. Vegas just hadn't been hitting on much lately. And then Rams over Ravens. I agree. Excuse me, it's a little painful, but it's just it's to the point where I don't even know who's starting, honestly. Yeah, it's bad. I know Lamar Jackson's out and Cooper Rush is starting. That's one position, but other guys, I just don't know. This Rams team is hot. They got so many guys that can make plays. So yeah, Rams, Titans, and Broncos. My parlay.
Got you. All right, everyone. That's going to do it for another episode of Breaking the Entering Podcast. As always appreciate everyone that takes out their time to watch the show. Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Look for us, Breaking the Entering Podcast. You can find us X or Twitter, Podcast B&E. Look for us on Instagram, B&E Podcast. And I will see you guys next week as we break down games. Hopefully, everyone comes out of there healthy. My team wins. Brandon, hopefully, y'all just don't get blown the hell out. And we'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Thank you.